there, YouTube. We are back with some more Matchplay commentary for y'all. We've got a little bit of a fun one here. I'm joined by the Quackity Kaiju, Pinhead Master, TJ.
One day I'll learn to do like a quack version of Godzilla's roar. I'll find the vocal depth to do that.
I want you to do that at the wedding.
Okay. Understood. Yes, sir. I'll do it up in front of 150 people. No problem.
But we do have an interesting matchup here today. We've got Sonny playing Gracenova on the left and myself playing sort of like a GabuBond variant on the right. I was convinced by Sonny last minute to kind of switch to more of a fun, memey sort of deck, and I definitely have been a little bit tired of just playing Mirage for like 3 months straight, so I wanted to change it up a little bit this locals. So I think it's an interesting list. There's definitely some, like, after playing a few rounds with it and not just doing test hands, like, there are definitely like pieces I would switch out and swap out for. We were playing over at Sully's Abode, which is a card shop over in Bolingbrook, Illinois. So for those of you in the Chicagoland area and want to check out a card shop, or if you're in the area, like some of you who were at C2E2 this past weekend and came by the shop, so shout out to you guys for doing that. You know, check them out. We're there every Thursday at about 6:30 p.m. They've got a ton of different locals as well, so great place, great vibes. I'll drop their TCG player link in the video description below, along with all of our socials, which does include our Discord, our Instagram, our Twitter, etc. So feel free to hop over there and check those out. And last bit of sort of logistical speak here, you know, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It would greatly help the channel out. And we would be forever grateful. Please, ma'am and sir. But yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into this bad boy over here.
I won't be grateful.
Oh,
you owe us. We've earned. I'm kidding.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is. Full disclosure too here. The first round there are a couple of misplays. We do clean it up towards the end, but I think both Sonny and I were just like on autopilot mode. So there were some things that we didn't catch, and I will point those out for you guys. But I do have a pretty decent start with a BT-6 mat and a Gabu ready to go. So I'm able to push up and then go into Guru to get some extra draw, and then I can play out a mat from BT-15 to do some extra dig in and piece finding.
He's going to push up hero, gain a memory alpha, Corona Monk, so he's a tamer in play. He'll Evo into the Pheromon for 2.
Do shenanigans to bottom.
Yep. Going to Lekis. Grab the Crest.
So Sonny's Gracenova list is like very scary consistent. Like he's very good at just like snowballing here.
Yeah, he's very good.
And turn 2 Apollo is pretty nasty.
Yeah.
We swing for 3 checks and pops my boy.
Yeah. The
shit.
Well, that's the thing with Grace. Grace is like Grace can do this turn can happen pretty consistently. It's not always 3 checks. A lot of times it's 2, but it is so hard but the response there, and this is where it gets difficult because you've spent 2 year level 4s, 2 year level 5s, your rookie's gone, you lost a level 6. Now you're trying to, you've gotten some good draw, some good search, but now you're trying to find pieces. It's always, if you lose that first stack, that's where the pain starts.
Yeah, and I figured I would just get that out of the way because 1, he didn't have anything in raising. 2, I knew that he didn't have at least the Gracenova set up there. I wanted to get rid of it before he could Gracenova me. I was like, this is probably my chance to do so.
Yeah.
I go ahead and swing with the Garuru, and I do the Gabu thing to kind of pick up some pieces, and I play out a mat. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think you made the right call. It does hit a fireball though, so you will get 2 cards off of that. So a little search with Fira. Grabs the Kyle and So, or Sio and Co. Jesus, what just happened to me? Sorry, my brain stopped working there for a moment. Grabs Luna and Fira. And Evil for 1 into a level 5 right now because he has 3 sources.
I will say though, like I didn't really like, what's the word? Like, I didn't really know much about Gracenova as a deck because I'd never really just like, I know you played it a few times against me and it was absolutely bonkers, but I never really like piloted the deck or moved into it. I go into Werguru Ace, which allows us to crash, but then I realized that he's actually higher. So I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
he's
that
at
was a
11K
misplay on
right
my
now.
end, so I just gave him a shit ton of memory.
But he can't suspend,
Correct.
so he can't do any sort of unsuspending shenanigans or anything like that. And then do more checks to you at least this turn.
And now we go into Gracenova.
Yeah, Ko and Sayo to go ahead and Evo up and do a Diana for free, and then Sayo and Ko end of turn effect after the playing of the. So I think you play the Tamer to activate the on play to do the effect to tuck it and then Evo. But yeah, then it goes into Gracenova.
And you know, that's one thing I will say is that of the ace cards, I think I probably would swap into Zudo Ace as opposed to the Werguru Ace. I feel like Werguru doesn't really do a whole lot. It's not bad.
It's pretty meh. It's you can say it. It's pretty meh.
But Zudo probably would be better for me. But I'm able to warp into a Melga, which at least gives me another turn.
Yeah, like the Werguru Ace can do some stuff sometimes because of the ability to, you know, like to stop something from suspending, so it can slow aggression. But Zudo Ace is just such a better counter card.
Yeah,
like Were Ace is a good card to hard drop. It doesn't feel very good to Evo into. Where like for example, like if you had gone into the Zudo Ace there, you would have been able to strip the two sources that are giving him the DP buff, and then he would have died swinging into you.
Yeah. And then here too, like I was able to pull off some shenanigans by playing out a Louis again, which allowed me to raise the Gabu. I gained memory from the Louis itself and gained memory from the Mats. So go back up to 3 memory. I considered a GabuBond play, but unfortunately with Gracenova being a blocker, couldn't really go into that because one, it's bigger, and then my boy would just die, and then I end up just full mooning because Sonny's got a crap ton of cards in hand to send the other guy back because Grace has protection.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, I think it's pretty rough for me because one, he's gonna pop my stack, and then he can just plow through security. And he swings with Corona.
There. Yeah. No, that was pretty man. It's Sonny. Sonny is a good Gracenova pilot. He does very well with it.
Yeah. Why don't you think Gracenova has done as well as maybe some people thought it would do? Maybe not that way, but like, why isn't it as big of a player?
I was gonna say, I don't think anyone thought Gracenova was really gonna do too much. I hoped it would do more because I still like the deck. I haven't played it too much because I feel like I kind of was not playing very much. Like when EX5 dropped, I kind of just like took a bit of a, or not EX5. My brain. No, it was EX5, right? Mm-hmm. Am I crazy? Yeah. Okay.
That was EX5.
Yeah. I think I started playing Sovereigns a lot was my thing, and then Leviathan took over my life. Anyways, it's just consistency. It uses up. It needs so many. It needs like, you know, basically it needs both of its lines to pop off properly. It has plenty of search, plenty of draw because of all the evos. But if you whiff even just once, your entire momentum is lost, and your stacks are very vulnerable, so you just lose it there.
Sure.
And it's a deck that wants to go from a rookie to a level 7 in one turn, ideally, or at least to a level 6.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to be consistently doing that all the time. And you also need Tamers on board to make it like consistent and actually possible for all the memory plays to happen. It has a lot of moving parts, and it doesn't have enough free means of those parts coming out during its combo, so it struggles.
Yeah.
But that being said, when it does see its line and it does get there, it does have a lot of pressure that it provides.
Fair enough. I go into Kuma in the back because my hand was a little bit bucked up. But I do try to swing with Kuma, get some search with a Gabu to pick up a GabuBond, and then I'm able to just hard drop a Gabu from BT6, go into Guru for 2 just to memory choke Sonny to 1, which at that point I'm like, you know what? That's probably my best bet since he doesn't have the Tamers out just to continue choking him.
Yeah, that feels good.
I do gain the DP buff off of the Sunamon since I did gain a card.
Yeah.
Which Sonny forgot about.
Swing and die.
Which was funny because Sonny was straight up just like never punished, and he swung into Kuma and he's like punished. But then goes into the and then pops my Garuru stack, which is fair.
Yeah,
I
with
try to
flare.
swing with the Kuma again. Bottom deck my second Louis and pick up a Mat. Do hit a memory setter now, which I'm like, shit. I did not want to do
Yeah,
that.
the Coinsio. And then Sonny opting not to use the effect.
And then I just say, you know what? Bouncer guy.
Honestly, no, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good because Sonny doesn't have another. He has to hatch now and go to another line. You have good. You have a presence on board. You still have all your security. You have a goblin back.
Yeah.
We'll just drop it for 7 though to go ahead and
I say,
clear
okay.
your boy.
I was like, fine, fair enough. And I say, go ahead.
Yeah,
I
you
just dropped 2 mats.
Then getting an Uko set up in the back so we can just try and get some early chip.
Uko is also a very good addition to this deck as well.
Yeah. We'll just Evo into Diana here. She's a blocker.
Mm-hmm. We push up the Gabu to gain memory and draw 2. Here I'm considering a bond, but I'm like, you know what? It's not really going to do a whole lot for me. So we go into the mat to go into Lana, tucking a Gabu underneath
to
give it jamming. Yep. And then I Foxfire since I have a Gabu source, or like in play to bounce the lowest level. So we bounce the Diana back to hand.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Sonny pushes up the Uko, hatches, just fireballs, clears the Gabu, fireballs again, draws 2. There finds his rookie that he's looking for. He's got a lot of pieces in hand, so he should have most of his line that he needs. He is looking at that Crimson Blaze.
Yeah, because that was just clear board and push me back a turn, but ends up playing the Tamer.
Yeah.
I go into my own Uko in the back. I go ahead and swing with the Lana. No jamming, but I'm able to... At this point, I'm like, that's the 3rd Louis. I need that man. I just picked him up. Yeah. So I can pick up a Tamer or a Gabu. It doesn't have to be a blue Tamer. It can be any Tamer. So I am able to pick up Louis. And I'm considering what I want to do here. I know that Sonny's going to go to 3 memory. So I want to get as much value out of this as I can. So I think I end up just dropping... Yeah, just get a body out on board.
Got the Garuru, yeah.
See what he can do.
Now, Sonny does see the right combo pieces here. He will be able to just clear a board and do a lot of aggression here, but...
And that is one thing I will say about the GabuBond deck is that, you know, it is very much a low to the ground deck. So sometimes you're either mucked up with a ton of Tamers, a bunch of rookies, and not really much of a line or a play to go into. So unless you're like having Tamers you can drop, like sometimes your best bet is either to just drop a level 4, hope it lives, or just like play out an option and just pass turn.
Yeah, you're debating if you want to move Louis up here.
And here the question I had for him was, because Apollo deletes at the end of attacks, I'm like, if I push up, does my guy die?
Well, it's not end of attack, it's your turn, I believe.
Okay. So I end up
it's your turn when a card is removed from security. It's your turn once per turn when a card is removed from security stack, from your opponent's security stack. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to the Digimon's DP.
Yeah, I guess the question was the timing of it. Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have gained any memory.
No. So we end up just pushing up here. We go into Gabu in the back. I start off at 5, and I just chip away with the Uko.
Wait, what did you check?
A full moon, unfortunately.
Oh, I looked away for a second.
Yeah.
I was reading Apollo to make sure I was reading it right.
So I end up going into Bond that turn, bottom deck the Uko, and then swing again with Bond.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm able to squeak out game 2 just because security helped my ass there. Because otherwise I think Sonny pretty much had me dead to rights.
That Apollo was a big boy. He was 16k.
Yeah, so 16k for at least I think 2 to 3 checks, which would have just plowed right through me. But yeah,
and he had enough memory to drop another Coinsio and then do the whole play to go into another Grace Nova.
Right.
But you did get it. You did get it.
It is a fun deck. I know some folks are opting for like there's a Source Strip variant for GabuBond with like Sorajos, Gracenovamon that does delve into a little bit more like board control and bouncing. Mine is like straight up just, I think, just low to the ground, get my rookies out, and like utilize the Uko Louis engine to just sort of spam out
Sure.
Gabus and gain the draw and memory off of the mats.
Yeah. It's kind of a shame we haven't seen that new GabuBond ace do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes me a little sad.
Admittedly, it's Evo effect kind of sucks.
Yeah, I was hyped to get new GabuBond, but I was also like kind of like about him.
It's like it's cool because they can digivolve for 2, or if you have 2 of your security cards, you can digivolve over a GabuBond, so it plays well into the deck. But it's one digivolve effect to return 2 of your opponent's Digimon with equal or fewer Digivolution cards than this Digimon at the bottom of the deck. While bottom decking is super strong, and it returns 2, and so I get why they kind of, you know, the fact that it has to be based off of sources in GabuBond when you're on average going to have maybe 2 sources under you.
Sort of mid at best.
It sucks. I would have rather them nerfed the effect and have it bottom deck something regardless.
Yeah.
Just so it was actually, that would have been way more useful than what they did with it. Because right now it's pretty much best used as a top end in the blue deck.
So here it was sort of like in a battle of like the low end aggression here. I was able to get some early chip damage with my Uko and Gabu. Sonny is starting to wideboard with his own Uko and his own rookies, and he's starting to pull off some shenanigans here with the
memory.
Yeah, Tamer, and being able to kind of do his sort of cycling shenanigans.
Goes into Thera, reducing the costs.
And my fear here is that if he's able to work his way up into a Gracenova play, I'm kind of in deep doo-doo.
In Apollo. So yeah, he
we
set
play
himself
out the
up.
Gabu or Garuru, and at this point I'm like, well, if I play out a Gabu, it will probably just die. So let me just see if I can play out a Tamer.
Yeah, you're looking for a mat to play.
Yeah. And I think we're just discussing it right now because the timing of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if this is gonna die, I might as well just play out a mat. Pick up the Garuru off of the mat hit, and then hits another mat in security, which is wild.
Yeah.
And I think Sonny here was like, well, it's like I'm given a lot of resources for next turn. And he's just kind of digging as well, going into the Fira.
There's the Tamer he needed.
Yeah. So I gain a ton of memory to go up to 6. And here I'm just kind of mapping out what I want to do. I do have hybrids in hand, so like there are no blockers on board. But let me just get rid of this guy. We'll gain back memory because of Full Moon's effect.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and swing with the Gabu. Hits an Apollo, so I do end up dying. And I'm like, you know what? Let's just hard play a Gabu and give him as little memory as I can. But we still end up going a ton.
Yeah.
Because of the Uko and the Tamers. So at that point, I'm like, oof. Maybe this may not end up very well.
There's a lot of memory.
Yeah.
The no, probably wouldn't have been a good idea. I was gonna say, part of me was wondering if it was almost maybe a decent idea to GabuBond there, because you could have swung.
I was worried about sacking too much security and then not being able to close out game.
Yeah. Because you would have bottom decked the Fira, swung over the Apollo.
Apollo hits another Guru, which lets me pick up a Tamer. I have most of my pieces in hand, so I'm like, you know what? I really just need a rookie, which I have. I have a Louis in hand, I believe, which will allow me to just skyrocket up.
Yeah.
I think I have a Louis. I'm pretty sure that's how I get it. Oh no, okay, never mind. I hard play a Gabu just to be able to warp into a Melga to just stun the board.
Stop him from suspending. Luna can swing. He'll bounce the Uko back with the Luna effect to go ahead and gain memory. Will Sayo to Evo into Diana, which will strip the source. Go Corona in the back. At this point, he needs to try and set up a DNA play.
Yeah. I think he's looking right now.
Yeah, Fira. So he's at 4. If I'm correct, I believe he can reduce the play cost of one of his level 5s by 2 if he has a Digimon with 3 or more sources on board. So something he could have done.
Oh,
actually, there effect.
There he goes. Comes a delete,
that works too.
And then, yeah. I think.
Well, the thing I'm wondering. Yeah. Oh, it's your turn effect, and the other thing is your start of your opponent's turn, so you can't combo that gain the memory and get turn back. Never mind.
Gives me 2 memory, and I go up to 7. I push in the Gabu up, and I draw 4.
A lot of memory.
And here I'm like, okay, we have 1 blocker out on board. He's got 2 security. And I think I'm just like trying to make sure I don't mess this up because I'm looking at game in hand right now with 3 hybrids. So we go Lana. We don't tuck anything underneath. We just go ahead and try to swing for 1 check, which Sonny does let through. And I'm like worried about a Crimson. So I probably should have swung with a Gabu, but part of me was like, do I still GabuBond it or not? Yeah. So if I hit a Crimson, that would have been bad news.
Which
bears.
Now you swing with the Gabu.
Yeah. Then we go Kuma.
Blocks that.
Strip the bottom source, and we'll go ahead and swing for 1 more check.
You can see you're pretty comfortable at this point.
Yeah, and then I just go ahead and go another Lana.
Yep.
Ode to the BT-7 days.
Plenty of swings. Plenty of swings. Good games, though. Very good games.
Yeah. And I think that was sort of... That last sort of segment was sort of what my win condition was with this deck, was just to be able to... Almost like Gabu Rookie Rush. You know, Bond is there for like an Unga Bunga play, but really my gas was just like Gabu, Mats, draw, and then like set up a hybrid for game sort of situation. Yeah. Which, I mean, with the memory that you have, you could easily go into like 3 or 4 hybrids that same turn and just keep swinging and be fine.
Yeah, and it's hard to stop hybrids unless you have like Mega Garaways. That's really the only thing that stops hybrids right now.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I was able to squeak it out in 3. Was helped by some security bombs for sure, but some good matches for sure. You know, good matches and some good back and forth between Sonny and I. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully it was nice to see the GabuBond deck in action. You know I made a short about it a while ago, and some people were asking for some gameplay of it. So if you're still watching and still tuning in, here you go. Hopefully you enjoy it. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you on that next video. Bye bye.